Don't worry, you didn't miss anything, it was just the drivers doing their in-laps. Qualifying here in Performance Racing League. Josie BLCK on pole position with Renee in second place. That's going to be an interesting run through the first sector, I'm sure, but we'll have to watch for the first corner because there always seems to be issues here in league racing and in real Formula 1. It's very easy for somebody to spin and just collect 4, 5, 6 cars even, if you get very, very unlucky. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully everybody can get away cleanly and we can have a fair race, but we'll have to wait and see because Silverstone almost never fails to deliver a fantastic race. Let's see who wins the first race of the day, which is the race to get your tick coming up first. Who's going to be ready first? But yeah, the drivers will be doing their strategies now. They'll be making sure they've got, if they're starting outside of the top 10, they'll be looking what tyre compound am I going to start on to try and get a strategic advantage over my rivals and to just basically give myself the best results, the best chance of getting a really good result here. The top 10, they're going to be looking at, maybe they're going to make some minor front wing changes from qualifying, maybe a little bit less downforce to try and help them fight cars as opposed to going for overall lap time, and how much fuel they're going to put in as well. Yeah, we've got 5 seconds now until we will move to the grid. Here we go, and I think we're going to have, we've got the predicted pit stop strategies. It's looking like a one stop, the mediums or the hards, on around lap 11, lap 12. See, I think most drivers are going to be going soft medium, but it's going to depend on how good they are at managing those tyres. Here we go, just through the grid order. We've got BLCK starting on pole position, as looks like Renee and Stein may have made a little bit of contact, so they're going to be struggling off the start because they're going to be teleported now to the grid, and they may have some quite cold tyres, so we'll have to see if that affects their starts. But we've got then Renee in second, Steinmine in third, Stein's up in fourth, then Hugh Barley in the Renault in fifth, the highest of the two Renaults. Jay, Kadia, Terrible and T Widow. Mercedes locking out that row of the grid. KDSX rounding off the top 10 in the Williams. Then behind him we're going to have Haytight Game, and he's going to be starting on Alpha Stun is going to be on the medium tyre, but everybody else I think on the softs. see the drivers lining up here for 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the Silverstone Grand Prix. And I think we see BLC does get away well. Steinmein already passed Rene into turn 1. Let's see if they can all keep it clean. I think they've kept it clean so far. Yet nobody's gone round or anything, so the Alfa Romeo managing to lead. But look, Steinmein is going to be having a look. He's going to be trying to attack the straight. But watch out, because Hubali has made up 2 positions off the start from 5th all the way up to the podium position of 3rd. He's going to be having a look in, and look how aggressive that is to break the toe. But just behind we have Rene and T Widow side by side. Rene just getting that position. See if T Widow can maybe try the switch back. This is ridiculous. We'll see, but we've still got our leader is the same as it was on the starting grid. We see Hubali going a little bit wide there. He's lost it a little bit in the dirty air. It's going to cost him a bit of time to Steinmein, who's already pulled out a 1 second gap ahead of him. And look at this, Hubali under big pressure from Rene behind him. We're right on board with Rene as he pulls out from the slipstream, possibly a little bit too late there. And he's not going to be able to get past Hubali just yet. Let's look a little bit further behind. Not much in the way of battles right now. We've got the Williams of KDSX. I think that's getting quite close to T Darson through the last complex of corn. And we have got some fighting going on. We've got Terrible and Alpha side by side. So go through the corner, and that's a big crash by Alpha. I think he may have just gotten away without the damage. He did just use the reset to track button there to get himself out of the gravel trap. But that's not a good start for him. We'll watch now as they come down the straight. Kadir getting quite close to Hay-Type, but not close enough to look at making a move. Whereas T. Darson is definitely looking at making a move on Kenny. KDSX is going to be following as closely as he can though. The slipstream, of course, very powerful around here, but it might hamper you a little bit in the second sector with Maggots Beckett. And as T Widow picks up our first penalty of the evening, 3-second time penalty for track limits. I'm sure we'll see quite a few more with the strict corner cut, but already a 2-second gap out at the front. Not great. Subali also picks up a identical penalty to T. Steinmein is going to have to try and get his head down and close this gap, otherwise we could see they are in this race. The battle for second place. Hubali can see first place driving off into the distance, and he's going to want to try and get past P2 and see if he can set his sights on the win.